For long?
Okay,
That is the best.
let's let me share it out a bit.
We're live.
If it lets me, it's alive.
That's cool.
Second.
Oh yes, so I will open up my Facebook because I think that's where everyone had the most engagement. Cool. Because I think some of the Aussie boys are up to watch.
Awesome. Well, in the dashboard that I have open, I can see all the comments come in, so I'll call them out
Good StreamYard
as they come in. Put them on screen and whatnot. But let's give it a minute. Let some people. And there's the notifications. Hop on.
Yeah, Jason should be somewhere. He's a bit of a night owl.
Oh. Let me see. YouTube. Jason Clark, right?
That's the man. He's a really cool guy. He's a bit of a muso. It's cool.
Okay, we're live. I know people will hop on once the Facebook notifications start rolling out. They've been stupid slow lately.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good, man.
Well, yeah, welcome to the live stream. It's about time we did this.
Yeah, I know, right? We've been talking about doing this for a while. Thank you very much, sir.
A year in the making. Well, thank you for thank you for staying up in the middle of the night to accommodate our Canadian.
Well, as I said to you earlier, yeah, when everyone's going to sleep, this is where I pretty much thrive and I start doing my stuff, my artwork. So yeah, man, thanks.
Pleasure. So for those watching who don't know who you are, you want to kind of pinpoint your channels and do a little 5-second intro?
Yeah, so my name is Mark Bartle.
Yeah, I can't hear you again.
My name is Mark Bartle. I love creating comic art, pop culture art, and I love drawing sketch cards. And since COVID, I've been trying to go full-time as a visual artist. Nice. Before that, I was just your everyday graphic designer. I have a degree in that, but my passion, my heart is, comic books. Yeah, and the origin story is my cousin got me into it. He introduced me into Image Comics, my God, in the mid-90s. The height of X-Men, Andy Kubert, Adam Kubert's art, the Wolverine run he did, amazing. And yeah, I've been on and off ever since. You know, life got in the way, graphic design got in the way, but now, since COVID hit, I've gone hard.
Nice. So you're primarily a Marvel fanboy, or you're a DC chaser? Or you don't discriminate? Both. Okay.
I'll tell you this story. My dad, he took me.
I can't hear you again.
My dad took me to the 1989 Batman movie, and I dressed up in my Batman suit as a little kid, and he made it for me actually, and that movie blew my mind as a little 12-year-old kid. So
that's Michael Keaton, right?
That's the first Michael Keaton one, right?
Yeah.
Tim Burton, amazing. Yeah. Even as a little kid, before a teenager, I knew this movie was amazing. And then Batman Returns came out, and I was all over it.
So I'll tell you my quick funny story with the '89 Batman. So I had no idea what it was.
What?
I had no clue, right? And I saw I think I went with my parents, and I saw the poster, and it was just the logo, didn't have
Yeah.
the title. It was just the Batman logo, and for some reason, I'm like, oh, it's 6 teeth. That's all I could see. I didn't see the bat. I just saw 6 teeth in a goofy smiley face. So I had no idea what I'm walking into. And I was like, wow, this is epic.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my introduction to Batman. So musical chairs on YouTube this year, saying tuned in right on time, but we have to stay up for Unbound anyway. So I have a feeling that's one of the Australian folk staying up for Unbound.
Okay.
I don't recognize the handle. So what are you working on today or tonight?
What am I working on? Okay, so I had this Venom that I wanted to do for a while. So
Yeah, hard time hearing you.
This Venom I wanted to do for a while. Sorry, Dre. And I did it as a digital drawing first, and so I've been wanting to put it on the sketch card. And I've got some cool ideas for it, for color-wise, and I'm just gonna test it out.
Cool.
What about you? What are you doing? Random. That's what you're doing.
Random, because somebody said random, and somebody else asked me to do a random a long time ago, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it, but then I never did because it's such a random character. So I was like, okay, let's do random this morning.
I like Random. He's pretty cool. He's like a C-grade bad guy character in the X-Men franchise. It's pretty cool.
Is he a villain? I don't know much about him.
More like a mercenary, like how Deadpool was, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And, Deadpool turned into an anti-hero. But, yeah, just like Deadpool, B-grade X-Men character, villain kind of guy. Always in and out of X Factor.
Yeah, I looked up some reference pics, and it all seems to be X Factor covers.
And how do you feel about his superpowers or mutant powers?
I'm not sure what they are. Like, I didn't actually read up on him. I just know, like, his hands turn into guns, like these cannon blaster things, which is something I've been struggling with. So it doesn't look like Mega Man. But,
right. Pretty much that's what they are, right? Like, I think they're like organic guns or whatever. It's supposed to be organic.
Yeah, that's what it looks like in all the reference stuff I'm seeing. So it's not like he's wearing cannon gloves on his hand. It actually makes it a little easier because you don't need to keep straight lines.
Oh, right, yes. Yeah. And I think he's supposed to have like regenerative thing to his guns as well, or to his ability.
Oh, okay, like healing factor stuff, or?
I don't remember. Maybe someone on the stream can remind us, but something like that. Like he can take a lot of damage, and he just looks like ooze, and he just reforms. He just comes back together.
Oh, yeah, should have done my research.
So, like for me, Random is a little bit of a very interesting character. Like his mutant power is kind of disgusting. And he just throws these energy things from his arms or his hands, and they're kind of like, they're just like massive paws coming out of his hand, and just throws this kind of kinetic energy or plasma energy or whatever it is.
All right, works for me.
But he did look pretty cool because he's always kind of like Lobo.
Yeah, he does have a very Lobo feel.
Yeah.
But I think that just might be kind of the trying to recognize who did the art on his original stuff. It might just be the style, not so much the character design.
Yeah, who created him, eh? Oh, there goes my Got it.
Okay, so it's got all the textures there. We'll do that in Paint.
So, Dre, I want to ask you some questions with
Go
your
for it.
drawing process. Is that cool?
Yeah, go for it.
So you do straight acrylics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Over pencil though. I think that's
okay.
um,
And I remember you mentioning that you have a technique. What was this technique called? It's like the Renaissance or something.
the Grisey.
Ah,
That's the underpainting. So Jason
yes.
Clark's on Facebook now. Facebook. So he's musical chairs on YouTube.
That makes sense.
It's just random. How appropriate. Yeah, I mean the Grisey technique. That's the kind of classical painting when you do a value underpainting, and you could do that in any color. A Grisey by definition is black and white and like the gray, but you can do the underpainting in whatever color you want, and it's really to define the values.
Nice.
And yeah, I like to do that on sketch cards, but I use mixed colors depending on the color of the subject. So I'll generally use blue, black, and burnt umber. Depending on, like, if it's flesh tones, I'll use the burnt umber, so it's kind of brown. If it's more metallic stuff, use the black, and if it's more clothing, costume things, use the blue. Like Venom I'll do all in black and blue. But if it's like a person, I'll do like the skin part in the brown, and then depending on what else they're wearing, and then just glaze colors on top of it.
Right. Cool.
But
And when you mean glaze, do you mix that with like a matte medium?
depends on how I feel. Matte medium works best, and I'm going to do this one with matte medium. But it's slower to dry, so it depends. Water dries a lot faster, but what I find with water is that depending on the stock you're using, you get a really dirty texture, because as the water dries, like the water will evaporate and just leave like little dots of the pigment from the paint onto the paper, so it looks like sandpaper, sort of. So it's not a flat finish. Medium doesn't do that because it's acrylic, but like it's acrylic base, so it's just clear paint. But like I said, it takes longer to dry. And if you use extender medium, which makes your paint last longer, so it takes even longer to dry, for some reason also seems to leave a little bit of that texture. Not as bad as water. So I wouldn't say that there's a fixed technique I use, but you could also do the underpainting, like the values, in pencil or ink or Copics. Just paint over it. Like this one, I'm probably going to do it mostly in pencil.
Yeah.
Just clean up the pencils and then wash it. So it depends on how refined you want it to look at the end, right? Like character like this is very messy, very organic, so it's okay to have, in my opinion, anyways, to have all the messy pencil lines show through.
Yeah, I like that too. That looks cool.
Yeah, but if it's like a glamour thing, like an Emma Frost or something like that, you don't really want messy skin tones. Right? You want it to be really smooth.
Good point. Good point. Okay, so that leads me to my next question.
Yeah, losing you again.
That leads me to my next question. Sorry, I'm in the middle of just creating this background color I want. What kind of tools do you use? Like, what's your finest brush? And can you recommend me a size?
Oh, brushes.
Filbert, right? You mentioned.
Uh, yeah, filbert's really good for glazing and blending.
Beautiful.
Uh,
This is exactly what I want to know.
yeah, because so if you look at a flat brush
Mhm.
versus a filbert, let me see if I have a decent one. This one's kind of a piece of shit, but it'll do. So a flat brush, when you do a layer, it's going to leave flat edges because you can see how doesn't matter
Okay.
how much you press, it's going to make that shape. With a filbert, it gives you a feathered edge because
Yes.
most of the paint's going to be towards the top. So as you go like that, it's just going to blend out the edges. So it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want to get a flat, like what you're doing right there, like he's trying to get a flat background, I'd use
Yeah.
a flat brush so you can get a nice hard edge. But if you want to blend it, like you want to do two different colors, then you do the blend with the filbert. And you can use round brushes as well. It's just that it's got a fine tip. So I used to use tiny brushes for everything, and just found that it takes way too long.
That's exactly what I'm finding.
Yeah.
Okay. And the filbert, can you define a size that I should buy?
That's really depends on how big you're working, right? If you're doing sketch cards,
Mhm.
size two. At a certain
Size
point,
two.
they're too small, and it doesn't really make a difference.
Ooh.
But like for me, anyways, like this is what size is this? This is a six, um,
Okay.
and this is too small for this. For the most of what I'm going to do here, and this is like 6 by 9 on a sketch card size at two,
Yes.
and I don't have one here.
What size are you working on again? What is
I
that? 5x7?
I think it's a 6 by 9. This is just straight out of 6 by 8. I don't know, just have a mixed media
Beautiful.
pad. So that's a 6 by 8 sheet, and I just taped it up, so it's roughly 5 by 5.5 by 7.5 because I didn't really measure the edges.
Yes. Yes.
But
Amazing. Cool. Okay. Okay. That information you just gave me then, it would have taken me probably 2 months to work out. Cool.
I got still figuring things out, right? Like I just started using
Me
Filbert
too. Yes. Yes.
recently because, like
Mhm.
I said, I was using the tiny round brushes for everything. It's like, oh, this is just taking way too long.
Mate, I was watching Ariel Olivetti.
Oh man, yeah,
Beast. Beast.
he's the master. I mean, he's his technique, and he's got a
So,
course on Domestica. The technique that
oh,
he uses and the technique that he teaches. I mean, it's not like something he invented by any means, but
mhm.
he's really mastered it. And you can see David Finch has been trying to pick up that technique. He streams Sundays, does live paintings,
Yes.
and he's been trying to pick up that technique. And it's really interesting to see David Finch mix his style of, that really jagged, ton of detail cross
Very
hatching
detailed.
that he's known
Yes.
for with the paint, and it's just incredible what you
You
get.
like it?
Sorry?
You like Finch's style?
Yeah, I really like um, his ink work
Mm.
and his line work. I like the way, like, it's really like his characters, his poses, the lighting that he creates, and then when he's throwing paint on top of it, is just next level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you
Very,
look like um, Riccardo Federici, I think I'm
that rings a
pronouncing it,
bell,
but
yes.
he does a lot of DC stuff. He's an oil painter. He also does acrylic ink stuff. He's
Hmm.
got his own kind of made up, not made up, but like his own refined technique that he uses, which is also seems like a variation on that whole glazing approach. And if you look at Adi Granov, I'm sure you know him.
Yes.
Um, he's an acrylic painter, and he's all glazing. And what he does is he does the under, keep on calling it the underpainting, but it's not really an underpainting. It's just the tonal study. He'll do it all in pencil, and then he doesn't use mediums. He just goes straight with water. So just, I mean, the tools are there, and then you see which one works best for you, or which one you like to work with better.
Yes. Well, I'm having a lot of fun with acrylic at the moment, man. Yeah, I really like it.
I'm loving acrylic, and I just think there's so much you can do with it, and so many different effects and like techniques.
That's cool.
The other thing I started doing recently is using Greg Hildebrandt's approach, which is work dark to light. A lot of his stuff.
How?
So you know what?
With acrylic?
Yeah. So it's really, really good. It just takes a bit of getting used to. The thing that that I found for myself, anyways, is that it forces you to use more paint and more pigment, because instead of glazing to, or blending into the lights of the paper, it's black or really dark red or green or whatever the base color is, and then you're building up values from the dark to the light. So you're putting down kind of the darkest tone first, like covering an area in the darkest tone first, and then you're pulling out highlights. And because you're working on dark, it forces you to use more color in order to bring out those highlights. Which is like, if you've had any training in watercolor, for example, right, which is all leave the white of the paper.
Yes.
Right? No, there's none of that. There's no white of the paper. And I find that you get really, really rich colors because you have no choice but to keep on adding layers of color to get rid of the darks. Let me see if I have an example of that.
Wait, you're breaking up there for a sec. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, yeah, that was me. That was me going away from the camera, from the mic.
Yeah, man, Greg is a master in himself. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch any of his videos, or if you get he's got the Masterpieces book that came out recently, which is a great book. It's probably my favorite from all the Masterpiece books, in terms of showing process and technique and kind of the thought process behind everything. I mean, all the books are great because you get to see the art larger, but like they show the reference pictures, the pencil studies, process pics, the whole thing.
How big is the book?
So yeah, that's
Nice.
So you collect stuff too, right?
Yes. And I'm trying to wean myself away from collecting. So
The black hole.
And I try to become more of a creator, but I do like collecting as well. And I try to balance this by saying to myself, it's reference material.
It's hard. Like, I'm trying really hard not to collect anything, but I got stuck on Unbound, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do at least the first wave and get my redemption.
Nice.
Okay, so what is it about Unbound that you like? What is it
It's the
about
art. To the art, I love Freddie Inn's work.
Beautiful.
And like, that's the only reason I'll do it. And like, I bought a couple of packs of Masterpieces just because I love Dave's work. I was like, okay, this is crazy. There's no point in getting the cards. I did order the print that got released last week.
Yes.
I think that's a much better investment for me to appreciate the art.
Beautiful.
Um, but I'm not gonna buy cards, try to build a set or anything like that.
Right. Totally agree.
And the same thing with the Bianchi set. I didn't buy anything. I just ordered the print.
Mm-hmm. And that's 2018 Marvel Masterpiece.
Yeah.
So was that print?
Uh,
How much was
can't
it?
hear you.
Prints.
Sorry.
How many prints did they produce?
I think they did 100 of the autographed one and 150 or
Nice.
200 of the Virgin one, or I don't know, Virgin or whatever, the non-autographed one. And they're very reasonably priced. I mean, considering you can get an autographed
Nice.
limited edition print for $100, where you
Nice.
could chase an auto out of $2.99 and pay more for it,
Oh, easily, yes.
right? So,
I like what you're thinking. I like it. Cool.
like, I'm not collecting a set. I just want to get something framed and put on the wall that I can look at. So, and
Yeah, I'd like to do that too.
I think the print quality on these lithos is a lot better than the trading card, and they're a little bit bigger if it's anything like the Bianchi one. They're they're a little bit bigger than 2.5 by 3.5. So
Mm.
it's archival paper and all that stuff. So it just
The
looks better.
colors reproduce beautifully.
Yeah. No, I don't have
Nice.
anything to compare with, but it just looks a lot better than I thought it would.
Oh man, and yeah, well, while we're talking about Bianchi, his technique is very special, very unique.
Yeah, his. I'm
Does he
still
use
try. I'm
acrylic
still.
as well?
Yeah, he's acrylic too, and I keep on trying to wrap my head around his approach, and I don't understand. I'm watching his videos and kind of when he's like doing Spider-Man's hand or something. It's like I don't understand what he's doing.
I think he just goes for it, man. I think he just keeps layering layers and layers and spits on his artwork and puts his blood in it and
Yeah, blood, sweat, and tears.
literally.
Yeah,
Um,
And that's what I like about Bianchi as well. It's very unique. He's not like anybody else. You know? Very cool.
yeah, yeah. He's definitely different. I think
Okay.
like if you look back at the original masterpieces, the original Juiceco set, he was like a pioneer of that, right? That
All right.
nobody was really doing superheroes in the painted form.
Mm.
Um, but since so many other people have adapted that style and that look, um, so I'm sure with time we'll see more um, people pick up that
Yeah.
Bianchi of aesthetic.
Um, yeah, I think there's a couple of people I've seen with his kind of texturing, but not his composition or his choice of poses, his color, his interpretation. To me, he's very unique.
Yeah, I
Nothing
mean
I would do, but he's so different. I love it.
yeah, technique aside, the way he poses the characters and the way he handles the faces and
Yeah.
the anatomy, that's very unique. Because it almost has an anime feel to it. If you look at the pencil
Ooh.
work, right? Like not like Sailor Moon, but like what's this? What's this? Ninja Scroll or kind of more
Um,
the pointy, um,
Yeah.
like kind of the pointy feature anime. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about anime, so I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
And the hard ink lines and his ink washes are insane. So again, going back to that underpainting thing, right? He's doing it in ink. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, very cool.
I need to flatten this pencil a bit. There we go.
Okay, so for example, with your random piece, what that you're doing right now,
Yep.
how long would you say that would take to finish when you're comfortable with it?
So let's see. I spent maybe half an hour on the drawing before the stream. Be done the drawing maybe in 20 minutes or so. So I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours.
Nice.
It depends how detailed I'm gonna go with it too.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, it's like, okay, you could actually leave it.
Oh, that's a
Like,
good comment. Are you good with holding back as an artist?
you
Or
sorry?
do you like to keep going as far as you can?
It depends on time.
Good point.
It depends
Professionalism.
on, right? It just when is it? You know, I hate to say it, when is it good enough? And it's really good because I think a lot of artists gets kind of stuck in their own head, and they're just like, okay, this is not exactly the way I envisioned it in my head. So then you keep on trying to change stuff or add stuff or build on more details and more colors. And it's possible to overwork a piece,
Yes.
especially with paint, because if you start doing another layer on one part and then you start building a lot more color depth on, let's say, like the face or a hand or something like that, and then the rest of the piece doesn't have the same level of detail or depth. Now you're stuck.
Right.
You got to do the rest of it. And I find for myself, sometimes I'll get frustrated that I did that. I was like, shit, now I got to spend another 4 hours doing the rest of it. So if time allows, I'll set it aside. I'll just come back to it later. But what I've been doing lately is, some of the other sketch artists that I talk to on a regular basis, like Warner and Monshaw and Gordon. I'll just and they do it as well. They'll just like say, hey, here's the piece. What do you think? Should I do anything else to it? Right? Like, or is it done or should I do more? Right? And when you get a second pair of eyes on it, someone that doesn't know what you had in your head, right? They're just gonna give you a non-biased opinion on it based on just what they're seeing. Like, right? Like, okay, yeah, that looks done, or you got an extra finger there.
That's cool. That's good. That's good.
Or needs more cleavage, stuff like that. But
Okay, that led me into my next question. It's went out of my head right now. Oh yes, I remember. Give me your top 3 features or points that make a sketch card pop.
What do you mean?
That makes people want to buy this sketch card or ask you how much or ask you how is it for sale?
Oh, okay. So
like a comic makes you like, who did this?
Character seems to be a huge driver. I was talking to Gordon about this, like Venom, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America,
Top tier.
right? Those top tier characters immediately will get attention because of the character.
Yeah.
After that, so let's say character aside, I think it's detail.
That's very interesting.
I think detail makes a big difference.
Okay, elaborate. What do you mean? What kind of detail? Like cross hatching, or are we talking about like composition?
No, just overall, and just not talking about my own experience, but just seeing how people react to cards from mixed artists. Like, for it doesn't matter who, whether it's cross hatching, whether it's color depth. Like if you look something like Paul Hale, who does really really rich color blends, but his style is more on the cartoony side because he has a very kind of refined, not chibi, but it's more of a cartoony, like animated series type of look. But his color depth is really, really rich. Like he'll do a lot of detail. So that kind of detail. Or if you look something like Nar, right, where you take the legacy that is Nar out of the equation, the amount of detail in the cross hatching, right, and just everything there. Or Marcia Dai, where again it's not linear detail, it's all about the form because she will really develop the gradients and the blends, right? It's not so much the lines. So I mean there's different kinds of detail, but I think people resonate to it.
Yeah. My goodness.
That what's his name? Paul Hill.
Yeah,
Amazing color palette.
he's awesome. He's such a great guy too. He's the sweetest
I
guy.
always wondered that.
He, to me, is very inspirational. I have a lot of his artworks on my Pinterest board. You will see a lot of his artworks just for the color palettes and the color composition that I love to refer to.
Yeah, he does some crazy stuff with color.
And the texturing, he must use like, I don't know, pencils or something, but that texture is so beautiful.
So just let me check the comments for a sec. John says Bianchi said was my favorite. Finished the speckles and BSGs and almost the kaleidoscope. So I don't know what that means, but it sounds like those are all chase cards.
Yeah, that's the hot shit.
That's the hot shit.
It's the hot shit.
And Jason says that he ordered the Hildebrand art book on my recommendation. I'd really gotten the Julian Boris Marvels and the first Chusco book. They're all great. The one thing is, I saw with the Hildebrand book, the last page looks unfinished. So I don't know if it's a mess up at the printers or what happened there, but there's one sheet that's clearly meant for a sketch, if you ever see him. And then there's one sheet, I don't remember if I have it here. And there's one page, there's just a blank panel. Talks about Thor or something like that, but anyways, doesn't deter from the overall quality of the book. It's a great book. And they were selling remarked versions for a little bit on their website, on the spider web art. So they seem to get like a couple of books at a time, and then they'll sell them with a Greg remark. I missed it the last time. I'm gonna keep my eyes open, see if I can. I don't remember how much they want for it. I'll see if it's reasonable. But then, see, this is where I struggle with stuff like that. Like, do I get a book and have them do a remark on the back cover that I'm just gonna, seal up the book and put it in a box and never look at it because I don't want to ruin it? Or do I, save up and try to commission a sketch for him, or see if I can find some original art?
That's a good point, man. Like, how I feel about art and collecting is whatever I do collect, I want to exhibit it. I want to show it. I want to be seeing it every day. I'd hate to be putting it in a storage in my wardrobe next to my duvet that I never use. It's such a shame.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to sorry, I was going to say, it depends what kind of collector you are, right? Like if you're collecting for the chase, then yeah, you're going to get all the cards and put them in a binder and everything and look at it when you want. But if you're collecting for the art, I think you want to be able to look at the art.
That's true.
And I think that's really for me because again, I'm not a chase collector, set collector in any means. I just like the art. I'd rather just save up my money and buy original art or commission the artists that I like.
I think that's where I'm at as well now. I think I want to get into the hard stuff, direct from the source.
Yeah.
But my bank account says otherwise.
Well, yeah, there's that part too. So John says, I put all my cards, art posters in the closet. Nothing gets exposed to the sunlight ever.
That's fair enough. I respect that.
Exactly fair, but how do you look at it? When do you look at it?
Right. And I guess it just each to their own, you know?
It depends on what you're collecting for.
True, true. How do you become certified on YouTube, Dre? What does John mean?
I have no idea. Someone is not YouTube certified and I can't send super chats. I don't know what YouTube certified means. I'm gonna look that up. What's a super chat?
I think it's like this new wave term. It's probably related to TikTok or something, or probably need more subscribers, more followers.
Oh, yeah. I really don't do a good job promoting Facebook or YouTube or anything. I do this streams for fun for the most part. I'm not trying to monetize my channel or build an audience, which is probably a mistake. But
what I like about you, Dre, is that I see you stream consistently. So I think you're just doing a damn thing, and I really respect that. Consistency wins over perfection.
Yeah, monetize everything. Super chat is where you can donate money and chat. Okay, you need 1,000 followers and some other stuff. So years ago, I used to stream every Sunday morning. Yeah, John is getting paid for this conversation right now. What? What? Yeah, I need to look into that. But yeah, I used to stream every Sunday. I do. It wasn't live. I do a quick sketch video. So I do a sketch, then hyperlapse and upload it to YouTube. And I built up like 500 something followers. And this was maybe like 5-6 years ago, where I can't remember what the requirement was, but I think it was 100 followers and like 60 minutes a month of viewing in order to be able to monetize. So I had that level. And then they changed the rules where you needed like 60,000 hours and a week of whatever and 1,000 followers. And I said, okay, this is not worth my time. Ultimately, I don't want to spend my time trying to build an audience. I'd want to spend my time drawing and painting.
Prolific.
Right? Because, oh, look at that. Is that metallic?
That is, that's mixed with gel medium.
Ah, okay.
I will apply some metallic acrylics now.
Sorry, you cut out there.
I'm going to apply some metallic acrylics now.
Okay.
Just waiting for it to dry.
Get a blow dryer.
My fiance will kill me.
Oh, right. It's 1 o'clock in the morning there. You're just busting out the blow dryer.
Yeah.
Donald Comstock says good morning. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning, mate.
Dr. Strange Archives.
Oh, wait. Is he Dr. Strange? Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's Dr. Strange. He is the man himself.
Who is it? Jesus.
John says, I've been looking into it because I've considered streaming because I have the ability to talk about myself, utter bullshit for hours on end, no problem. Do it. Send me a link. I'll subscribe.
Yeah, bro.
Look it up.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll look into that super chat stuff.
Okay. So,
Now I'm gonna add some.
I knew I want green in this, and now I want hot pink. Some kind
So talk me through your process there. So you did that was a digital, right? Digital sketch. Then you transferred it to the paper and inked it.
Yeah, so hand drew it on this size paper. And I use Copic liners, which is a breakthrough in my detail. This is my workhorse, the 0.01. This this will save the day. And for facial stuff, I recommend 0.03. And I would always also recommend investing in a brush. It's called the Copic. This is the brush.
Oh, the brush pen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm loving Copic right now because it's a good investment. You can refill them, you can change them over, you change the nibs. So as long as you don't lose them, they'll stay with you forever.
Oh, on the pens as well.
Yep, yep.
Oh, I had no idea. Okay.
Oh yeah, yep. That's a big feature that I love about Copic.
See, this is why I stayed away from Copic's fine liners because they're expensive, and I use the Pigma microns, and they're great. They're like half the price, but I mean, once they're done, they're done.
That's what I didn't want. Exactly. Those
Okay.
microns are really cool, but I wanted something that's that I can use again and again.
Okay.
So this 0.01 and anything below that achieves so much detail. You just need a steady hand. That was a big game changer.
Mhm.
And now jumping onto the acrylic thing. I used to use polychromos and markers, polychromos pencils, and whatever marker I had. Now I'm interested in Copic in acrylics because this gives me the color vibrancy I want in about 2 layers, and it's efficient, it's easy, I like it, and it just makes me move forward in my art quicker, which I like.
See, it's funny. I'm actually trying to find, and I tried markers to speed up the process, and that just to do the initial flat,
Mm-hmm.
to do it in marker because it's a lot easier to get a consistent flat colored
Mm.
marker than it is in paint.
Mm. Well, there you go. It just depends what you're looking for, what your style is. I like the acrylics because it gives me those different textures, those different looks,
It's because now I'm looking for not to get the texture on the flat.
There you go.
Into the texture.
Exactly.
I haven't had much luck with in my expedition. So
yeah, and that's why I asked you about if you use matte medium because I saw Ariel Olivetti use it, and I think he mentioned something that he glazes it and it keeps it transparent. So that's what I was interested in as well. So I might try this glazing technique.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, we're 11:20, so yeah, I'm gonna do this and that technique. Hopefully, I'll pick up the pace a bit on the pencils and be able to move on to it soon.
Just a asterisk on the pencils. This is my comment. The pencils are really cool, but I have to do at least about 3 layers to achieve the vibrancy I want.
The colored pencil, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah,
With the markers, I can achieve it in about 1. Acrylic so far, about the same style. What do you think?
I don't really. Yeah, about colored pencils, I agree. You gotta blend that thing forever to get the nice consistency. But marker, I haven't really messed around with it enough. I mean, the couple of tests that I did do, I found 1 layer is enough to get me the base that I wanted. Well, actually, what I found with marker, sometimes the color's too vibrant. kind of almost want a set of pastel colors for the base.
That's cool. And I think that's what I like about your style as well. Your style is very unique. You like the more darker, the more unsaturated look, which is a bit darker as in like a genre. And I
That's not
always thought to
necessarily
myself,
on purpose.
I
That's
always
out
thought,
of
Dre, you'd fit well in like a midnight, Midnight Suns, like the more mature artwork,
yeah, I agree. Definitely not doing any kids books. But part of it is like, and like I saying, it's not necessarily on purpose.
Okay.
It's out of necessity, right? They can get that look. Is that the more layers you add on, the more color depth you're gonna get, and the richer the color are gonna get, right? But if you only do like 2 or 3 light glazes, the under drawing, in this case the pencil, is still gonna show through that gray, so it's gonna desaturate everything. Right, so you get that look just by doing it. I mean, if I was doing this in ink, and like the darkest would be true black, and the dark, because right now I'm really on the light scale of grays, right? I'm kind of in the 20s and 30s. If I was doing this in ink washes, everything that's dark would be pitch black, and then when I do color layers on top of it, it's going to be a lot more a lot more stark. Right, like did you see the last Venom I did?
Yes.
The dark one?
Yeah, it's your profile pic, no?
Yeah, the one that's my profile pic right now, right? So that one's with black.
Sweet.
It's really, really dark. So the color, you can see the color really, really pops on it. But the Venom that was my profile pic before, the kind of bright red one, actually I can't remember which one it was now. Never mind. It was one of them was a different technique. So it's just a different look.
And so, are you trying to go more the vibrant look now, or?
It depends on what I'm doing. Really, I'm not trying to kind of lock myself into a certain look, as much as just depending on the kind of image I'm trying to get. Right now that I have a better understanding of why certain pieces look a certain way from a process point of view, then I can kind of make the decision as to how I want it to look. And actually, it's funny because the more I think about this one, I kind of want to go to dark, but I've already spent like an hour going on this muted look. So we'll keep it.
Dark storm.
So you did your first, was it your first con a couple of months ago?
Oh yeah, that was really cool, man.
What was that like?
So much fun. I learned so much. I met a lot of cool people, and it was a special time because it was just in between for Sydney, in between lockdown periods. So we're in our second phase of lockdown now, and I understand conventions more and the hype it creates, and also the community it makes in between indie artists, and that's what I really appreciated. It was just so inspiring, man. Like there's these kids, right, in their mid-20s, even younger, doing drawing full time, and that's their living. These kids are drawing Pokemon cards or selling their prints for $20 a pop in their mid-20s. I love that. That is so, do what you want. When I was in my mid-20s, I was, trying to make a name for myself in graphic design. But that's fine, everyone has their own path. But me, I'm in my like late 30s now, and I see these kids. It's so it puts a fire under my ass, you know.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. It's so cool. You know, they do these NFTs, they do the prints, they do mashups with each other. It's really cool.
Yeah, and
Um,
Donald says the community is a big thing, and I agree. I mean, it seems the whole the indie, the art community, the collector community, whatever community you're engaging with, it's just such a big driver. And
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
for sure. That's a good point. And put a pin on that. I want to say right now, when I started recollecting non-sport trading cards, finding MCCW, connecting with Ian Taylor and Norrin Rad, the
it's
community
pronounced
they've
Norton.
built, and the people they have is really cool. So
Yeah,
shout
it
outs
really is.
to MCCW and Marvel Card Collectors Podcast.
Yeah, it's a really good group there.
No doubt.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before. I'm a member of a bunch of groups, and that's the MCCW is probably the only one that I actually check daily and engage with daily. The other ones are just kind of trolling and the odd comment, but
totally agree.
it's a really good group, and there's such a variety of people in there. Artists, collectors, upper deck people, retailers can really get a
Oh
nice
yeah.
A lot
I
of
mean, also
information there.
like also we got to give it up to like Ian and Norrin, right? The content they create weekly or they push out for the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
amazing. Come on, man. That recent episode with Martinek,
Yeah,
amazing, blew my mind.
that wasn't the latest one. It's a couple of weeks ago.
Nah,
Because the latest one I think
nah,
was
there's
metal.
yeah, the last one they reviewed metal. Let's not get into metal. I have, you know, that triggers me.
You have opinions on Marvel Metal? Or
Oh, it's that Marvel Metal is nostalgic. X-Men Metal 2021.
Nah, man. I think this just a quick comment. I think it's just a set to gauge what the audience wants, you know?
a feeler,
Well,
like a
let's
tester
leave it
set?
at
That. Huh?
Yeah, a tester set to get
I
a feel
think
for.
so. I feel like it is.
No? What do you think?
Yeah, they did some cool things, and then try to bring back some like the PMGs, which people are just going gaga for the historic one, but doesn't seem like too many people were thrilled with the format of the new ones. But we'll see what else they do with this brand, with the whole metal brand, right?
Exactly.
But seems like metal is selling well.
Oh yeah.
So regardless,
But it hasn't sold out yet, though, right?
No, it hasn't hit EPAC yet either.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course. Man, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you see, I mean, what Unbound did on EPAC, that's just crazy. Not Unbound, Black Diamond.
Ah,
Right,
that sound like quicker than
Masterpiece.
MM20.
Yeah, because that went out like Friday late afternoon. I think it was sold out Wednesday morning. That was an expensive set. Like that's not cheap, right? Black Diamond was like $400 a pack of 6 cards or 3 cards. But the aftermarket for it is mental too. If you look on eBay, what people are asking for, and what just one thing what people are asking, but it's also how much stuff is selling for.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my mates here, like on the group, on our local group on Facebook, Dennis, I think, he bought a packet of cards of Black Diamond, and I don't know if you saw, but he pulled an exquisite Dave Palumbo. I think that's what it's called, right? sketch
I
card.
think, yeah. Dave did, I think, 10 cards for that.
10 cards. Wow. Yeah, Dennis popped the Carnage.
Ooh, yeah, I saw that one.
It's sick. It's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember talking to Dave like over a year ago about it, and he kind of just dropped the Black Diamond. Like he's asked, I can't remember what he was saying about the sketch cards on Black Diamond. I was like, whoa, 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 what? You doing what now?
But he hasn't done any more, has he? Or what?
Any more or what?
Sketch cards.
I think he just did the 10, right? So I'm sure he's got some.
Just
I'm sure he's got APs.
Ooh. Don't tempt me.
Okay, I think I'm almost done the pencils on this, so I'm gonna move on to paint.
Okay.
But I brought a blow dryer, so I don't have to let it dry.
Your hair looks amazing, right?
Sorry?
With some volume.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So you're doing metallic in the highlights? Is that what you're doing there?
Yeah. So I wanted to do a secondary light source with pink. So
You're cutting out.
I started with this pen. It's a signal.
Oh, the signal metals.
Yeah, signal. But then I'll probably go over it with acrylic metallic.
Get a little closer to the mic.
I'll probably go another
there it is.
coating of acrylic metallic. Where is it again?
There.
It's
Oh.
this is the purple. I'll probably do the hot pink or something on the magenta.
Hot pink.
You gotta go hot pink, bro. It's the best.
No, pink's actually a really good highlight color. That's a thing that more recently I've started getting accustomed to, is not using white for highlights.
Mm.
You can still use, like, I still use white for the pure highlights, but not going in with white, just mixing in white with the base color. So if it's blue, creating a very light, like cloud blue or baby blue. If it's red, really creating a pink, orange. You get the point. And doing that as the highlights, and then once that's dried, then going in with white to really bring in those key like highlighted areas. It just creates more depth. It's all about depth.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Also, another reason why it takes me forever to get anything done. There's too many layers. Okay. Does he have any facial features?
Well,
the people that's spoken and they love the artwork. So
you're doing something right.
Again, going back to what's like about detail, right? It's not necessarily the detail of the line detail, it's just the color depth and the layers of color that people seem to like.
Oh yeah, and to comment on that, like going back to Ariel Olivetti, watching his session with Finch, I loved how he brought a focal point to that Bane he did by just doing detail with the filbert brush on certain areas of the shoulder, and that created the focal point. And man, that was amazing. Like that takes a lot of experience, so technique.
He brings in so many classical painting
love it.
Techniques and principles to his work, which I have his online courses and stuff like that. And unfortunately, doesn't really get into them, doesn't really explain them, which is fine because the course is not about the thought process, it's about the technique and materials. But it's really that kind of stuff when you really start analyzing his work, or anybody else, right? Any of the great painters or comic book artists or whatever you want to call them, when you start analyzing why they're doing or try to figure out why they're doing certain things and get away from the material and what kind of brush you're using or whatever, which is equally, well, not equally important, but it's very important as well. But understanding why you do something, I find to be the most valuable piece of information you can get to from when you're watching somebody do things. It's not how, it's why. Why you're making that decision. Because then you can take that and apply it to however you're working.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's to a seasoned artist or someone who has worked a lot with medium, there's a lot of value in that. And to like an up and coming sketch card artist or who wants to get into sketch cards, yeah, I mean, I keep seeing the same questions asked again and again, like what makes this artwork look really cool, or what am I missing, or would this sell? And the three things that always seem to be a pattern to me is the colors, the aesthetic look of the faces, and composition. And I think that's what I'm trying to work into my process now at this scale.
Yeah, but you're also trying to pack in a stupid amount of, not stupid isn't stupid, but like crazy amount of detail into a tiny card, right?
Yes.
I've pretty much decided that I'm not doing full figures on a sketch card anymore. Like 3/4 max. It's just I can't get the amount of detail I want that size on a figure. So it's like, yeah. Unless it's like some crazy dynamic pose, like, Venom jumping towards you, where it's still a full figure, but his legs are teeny tiny because of the angle. I don't think I'm, kill myself trying to get that detail at that scale anymore.
Yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of things to think about. Composition's another big topic I think a lot about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, composition is crazy important, right? It's just what makes the whole piece work. But to your point, I mean, there's a couple of factors that, if you can nail all of them, it's just, crazy good, and it's going to have that one factor. But I don't think you necessarily need to nail all those factors. It doesn't need to be super detailed and hyper realistic and a crazy dynamic pose and super rich colors. I mean, if you can, great, but you don't necessarily need to check all those boxes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Some of my favorite sketch cards I've seen are more of like a kind of a design kind of thing. They use flat colors, like a flat background. Played with negatives, like negative areas. Yeah, I mean, man, there's an artist called David Nakayama, and his colors are really good, and that brings. Or Chris Samney. Chris Samney's another amazing one. He's like his Daredevil stuff, or he's like black and whites. Yeah.
I wish we could do black and whites on sets. Sooner or later, I think. Well, you're not allowed. Everything has to be full color.
Boo.
So hopefully that changes at one point. Like, even if they do it only for some cards, like do a subset that's kind of like noir, right?
Yeah.
Where it's inks or grayscale or just pencil shading, because I think, based on comments I'm seeing on the various groups, collectors like that. And also a lot of artists really strive in doing inks or grayscale or just graphite renders.
Yeah.
Like I love doing graphite renders, and it's if I had a choice, that would probably be it.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, I like painting, but I find rendering in pencil to be really soothing and very calming and a lot more
Mm.
forgiving.
Mm.
And it's
Have you
fascinating.
used charcoals?
Sorry?
Have you ever used charcoals?
Not in a very long time. Like when I was in school. Too
Mm.
messy. Too messy. But like Warner's big on charcoal. He's used to do charcoal portraits and can't tell him like
Ah, yeah, I can see that in his work. Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't do it for the comic book stuff, but I'm like take that and we can apply it into colors.
Yeah.
Just do a charcoal drawing and
Mm.
seal it and then slap a couple layers of colors and that's it.
Yeah. That could be cool. But I guess to slap colors on top of charcoal, you kind of need to seal it.
Yeah, you definitely need to seal it, otherwise you're gonna end up with
Mud.
soup.
Mm.
Yeah.
Soup. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. So what's the time now? When do you need to do Unbound?
It's 11:40, so in 15 minutes. How are you for time? And I know it's
Oh, dude,
in the middle of the night,
first
so
thing my coffee. It's easy.
so you tell me when you want to pack it up because it's the middle of the
Well,
night for you.
as I
So
said, I'll watch you unveil your Groot signature, your Alpha or your Omega, and I'll call it a night. I'll head off.
all right. Yeah, I might stay on longer.
Beast.
Well, it's a holiday here, so I have my email
Oh,
turned off.
what's the holiday called?
Yeah, it's just a civic holiday.
All right,
Just
cool.
just a day off at the beginning of August.
And is it summer where you are or where?
Yeah,
Canada.
it's summer. Yeah, it's summer. Doesn't feel like summer because it's damn cold.
Are we talking 12 degrees or Fahrenheit?
No, Celsius.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you're part of the Commonwealth. That's sick.
Yeah, it's all British talk. Yeah, so it's like 9 degrees overnight and like 32 during the
Damn.
day. So I
Oh,
got the fireplace going in the morning and then the AC going in the afternoon.
I love it. That's cool.
It's playing wonders on my bills, my gas bill and my electrical bill.
Oh, Dre, that's another question I want to ask you.
Sure.
How come you haven't done your own trading card set yet? I think the people need to know.
What do you mean my own trading card set?
Your own Kickstarter, bro. Your own, 90 cards, just osh.
Oh, I don't know.
I hear that pop up once in a while, so I think you got something going there. You're leaving money on the table. You should do it.
Yeah, there's licensing concerns I have with things like that.
What do you mean?
Um, like if I do all original characters,
Hmm.
okay, so two things there is like one, I need to come up with 90 original characters.
Hmm.
Right, and then do a bunch of different iterations of them and create pieces. Um, there's that part. Can't
Hmm.
do licensed stuff as prints
True.
because of
All right. I got something for you right now. Do you like mythology? Do you like folklore,
yeah,
paranormal? Dude,
yeah.
I would love to see you do like a mythological, paranormal, I don't know, you know, things of mythology. That'd be
Yeah, see,
cool.
so I'm working on indie sets. So I did Perna. I did the Perna Myth and Magic 3, which is
Amazing.
all dark magic. and I'm working on an Annapurna set and another independent set. I just can't say what it is, but it's about mythology. So here I'm only doing like 10 cards or something like that, which is fine. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer as to why not. Maybe one day. Part of it is timing,
Sure.
right?
I'm just
Like honestly, if I'm gonna do my own set, like create my own, that is shiny. That's so shiny. Like if I'm gonna do my own publishing set, I'm gonna go quiet for like a year.
I don't know about that, man. I want to see, as a fan, I want to see progress shots, bro.
Yeah, but it's like I'm not gonna do anything else in order to find the time because I have a full-time job, right? Like,
Sure.
so, and that's funny because you're talking about the con thing, and you're seeing these 20-year-olds, and they're just like, this is what they do. Man, if I was 20 years younger, it'd be a whole different thing.
Well, how would you do it?
I would focus on the art and be in a position to just do the art and start at the bottom.
Isn't that what you're doing now?
No, I do this in my spare time. Right. I came back to drawing and painting as a means to unplug from the computer, right? Because I'm the computer all day for work. So that's another reason why I'm not really pushing the like spending time on social media, trying to build up, followers and engaging and stuff like that. Because I don't want to spend more time on social media out of what I need to spend for work, which is significant. That's what I do for a living. So, but I should get some of the brands I work with to engage with my stuff to amplify my reach.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, all of the above. Leverage.
Yeah, but church and state and all that jazz.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. With time.
That's the thing I find as well. Like, I mean, I think as artists, time is on our side. This isn't like a really brutal, laborious, body-intensive work. So, like, I think I'll be doing this until I can't do it anymore. I will never return.
Yeah, like for me, whether anything, from a financial point of view, something significant happens or not, I'm still going to be doing this, right? Because it's not my current career path. I mean, don't get me wrong, if Marvel or DC or Dark Horse or somebody reaches out and says, hey, we'd like you to start doing covers and get like commercial pay, I'm not going to say no. But I'm not gonna. That's not really my immediate goal.
Oh man,
if I was 20, then I would focus on that and just do portfolio development all day. Live in my parents' basement and have a part-time job at a call center or something, and just get beer and gas money and not worry about bills and insurance and employees and shit like that.
Just to touch on that,
Peach Momoko's work on
comic covers.
Yep.
She won
this year's Eisner Award for number one comic.
Yeah, she's just something else.
Prolific.
Yeah, and it's again bringing in a very familiar style, but she really made it her own. Where like you can,
familiar as in anime.
Is it sorry? The anime, yeah, because I'm not a fan of anime. I've said it before, and I'm not knocking the style by any means. It's just not my my cup of tea
Fair enough.
for the most part. And I'll say for a lot of it, I find that a lot of it looks the same. I appreciate the lines, the colors, everything, but a lot of it looks the same. But Peach, and there's other anime artists, of course. I just couldn't tell you their names because I don't know them. But you see certain people's work, and you can immediately say who it is. Like it has that
Yeah.
anime flavor, but it also has that Peach look.
Yeah, that pitch darkness.
Yeah, and I've never fully studied her work to see exactly what makes it unique. Maybe I should, but you can immediately say it's her. I actually just ordered. I think she did a variant for a Black Cat comic that just came out.
Yeah.
I think it's Black Cat, maybe Spider-Man, but Black Cat's on the cover, and I just ordered it. I don't know what the book is. I just like the cover.
Nice.
Okay, what are we on? 10:50. Okay, I'm gonna do so. There, I'm gonna do some color. I'm gonna do that aerial approach. So I'm gonna do a wash. So the Olivetti approach is you do a flat color. I think he uses burnt umber or whatever. It doesn't really matter the way I do it. I don't really care about the flat color that goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to get a color on it, and this is just water. So graphite will smudge, but that's fine because we're gonna bring the values back. So I'm gonna wet the paper because it's always easier to work wet on wet.
Cool.
Still wet. That's pretty wet. You can see some of the graphite smudging. It doesn't matter. Now he is primarily gray, so I'm gonna give it a cool tone. So I'm gonna throw in some below. And this is just with water. Going back to the water versus the medium part. If you use medium to do a wash this big, it's very hard not to get the texture from the medium. You know how the medium starts right, and you kind of get those brush strokes. It's easier to get a smooth application, or for me anyways, this way.
Right.
And it's water on water, so you can kind of blend it a little bit more. This is just like watercolor. But the other thing that this does, if you're mixing acrylic with anything, is the acrylic is going to seal the pencils in.
Yes, right. Yep.
Right, the acrylic polymer is going to mix once it's dry, it's going to seal the pencil, so they're not going to smudge anymore. So whatever smudging you get at the point where it's really, when you wet it with the water, that's pretty much all the smudging you're going to get. And you can always clean that because you're working with paint.
Cool.
Now that I actually look at this is a bad composition for this size paper because there's a lot of wasted space. Oh well.
Still looks cool to me.
I'm gonna lighten from. I'm gonna darken the bottom just a bit. Okay, so I don't. Can you see kind of that grainy texture?
A little bit. Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what happens with water and acrylic. That kind of that sandpaper texture.
Yeah, not a fan.
Depending on the paper stock, you get different. Like some paper will be a lot more grainy. Like sketch card stock.
Are you using Bristol? What are you using?
This is Strathmore mixed media. 184 pounds. It's nice and thick.
300 GSM or something?
Yeah, 300 GSM. But it has a bit of tooth, like has a bit of texture. Flat obviously works better, but for flat colors.
Pencil would go great with that.
So, okay, it's almost unbound time. I'm gonna mute myself because I'm pulling out the hair dryer. I don't want to blow out your ears.
All good. Go for it.
Yeah, one sec. Where's my mute button?
Okay. Looks like this is the purple. And I want to do the magenta acrylic. Really contrast the green background. It's at the back here. Okay, I found it. It's one smart metallic acrylic magenta. Clean my brush. And now a dry application of this magenta, which to me is very cool. When it dries, it's almost hot pink. And depending on what you're applying on top of it, it really pops. I think I'll use a fine brush, but this is a small brush. It's pretty fine, but it doesn't create that really sharp point that I want for line work.
All right, so that's almost dry. Jonathan says that paint water looks like coffee. That'd be dangerous for me. Don't drink the paint water. Never
Mate,
drink
I've
the
done
paint
it
water.
so many times.
I've never drank the paint water, but I've dipped my brush in the paint, in the coffee, sorry. So now I use the thermos mug for my drink, so it's an easily identifiable
Nice.
container.
Nice.
Okay, let's see what we're doing on Unbound. Give me one sec. I grab my credit card so I can buy this. One sec.
Onwards. Let's keep going. Apply. Oh, yes. So the secondary lighting from the top right, the shoulders contrast really well with the green. This kind of lime green. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I'll just leave the Venom logo black and white. I think I'll make it thicker. I was thinking, yeah,
Okay.
just leave it.
So I'm talking to myself. I forgot to unmute.
Oh, great.
Okay, E-Pack, E-Pack, E-Pack. It's almost Groot time.
Do it, bro.
Almost.
The signature pattern looks like
Unbound in 3 minutes. That's right.
get that shit right.
Yeah.
Give me a signature while you're at it.
Let's see if Groot brings down Unbound. Shop, Marvel. All right.
Screenshot?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna do my screen share after I pay.
Okay.
So you're adding like a red highlight,
This thing
or this is a metallic as well,
I was talking about.
right?
Metallic acrylic. It's the kind of color that I want, so I just put it on straight away.
Hmm. What does that
And
look like flat?
okay, it looks like this.
Does it have a sheen to it? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm gonna need to get
Yeah.
some of that.
Yeah. This is by Montmartre. It's pretty introductory level. It's nothing too insane, but yeah, it's pretty good. Good pigments.
Oh, dude, I use craft paint, like dollar store paint for the base. I only bring in like the Liquitex or the golden stuff for the final
Ooh.
layers. There's no point. And the thing is, like, I find with the craft paint, it's so fluid. So the way I glaze, Unbound's up. Okay, let's add your item, card number 12. 1, 2, 3.
Fingers crossed.
Buy. Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Get that signature.
Okay. So usually what happens with Unbound is when you go to checkout is when it stalls. You get the spinny wheel. Spinny, spinny, spinny.
What do you do? Just reload it.
Oh, I did that once and ended up buying 6 packs. Come on.
Damn.
Okay. Groot. I am Groot. Come on. No, JD quit. And JD quit the Unbound chase. I had a couple of SIGs, but I said I'm not chasing the gold SIG, so sold those. Ordered something much better, which I'll hopefully be able to share soon. Come on. Yeah, this is taking forever. Hey, what's going on, Gordon?
I think I'm just going to collect when everything's revealed, the card that I want, and if they're good enough, buy the signature versions.
Oh, yeah. It's a hard chase, man. Like, if you're not hitting them, it gets expensive.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, say they're averaging about $70 a pop, which is 6 packs. So I mean, you could buy 6 packs each week and hope you hit, or you could just try to buy the 6. I don't know. It's not a cheap chase. Okay, I can't check out. Come on, upper deck. I'm trying to pay.
I definitely want a signature Black Widow. That's the one that I locked in.
Did I have Black Widow? I had Ant-Man, Blank, Black Knight.
Nice.
Maybe Black Widow? I can't remember now. I can't check out. This is taking forever. Anybody else watching have any luck buying their Unbound?
Let me see what the chat says. Gordon Willis. What's up, man? Jonathan. Okay, the coffee.
I know JD's not buying Unbound anymore.
Right.
Gord. No. Jason didn't hit any 6. Mine's spinning. Spinning, forever spinning. This better not sell out. And it's Groot. Right? Well, you look like it's a bullseye, ego. They didn't sell out in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Check out.
Why did they choose that? Is it because of the movies?
I think it has to do with the character.
Do you reckon Fred just picks what he wants to do?
Sorry?
Do you think they pick what they want to do, the artists, Fred and Ian?
Oh, my understanding is that they get a list of characters that they like. Upper Deck will give you a list, or Marvel will give you a list of the characters that they want, and then that's more characters that are required for the set, and you kind of get to pick. That's my understanding. Or if there's somebody specific you want to do, you tell them. I think I was talking to, who was I talking to? And they said that they had specific characters that they want to do, but there was multiple artists on the set, and somebody else picked them.
Oh, yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Maybe
It sounds
Scanlan.
like 1995 Marvel masterpiece.
Yeah. So I can't remember if it was DeVries or Patelis or who was telling that story, but it was one of them.
Yeah.
Come on, I can't check out. Let's go back.
Come on, Dre, get the signature.
Okay, let's go back to the home. Let's go back to my cart. Check out PayPal. Well, maybe I should just try the credit card directly. So do you think they're going to do another set of Unbound?
Do I think so?
Yeah.
They will, for sure. Look how fast it's selling. They will.
Yeah, I mean, this is selling pretty well. Every week sold out, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, man. If they just release hot top tier characters, girls, glamour shots, it's gonna sell. It's fucking.
Yeah. I'm actually curious to see what this does for Freddie and.
Besides adding another couple of zeros to his.
No, not. Next up. Yeah, outside of the pay, but what it does for their career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've done commercial work, significant amount of commercial work already, but I think this has to elevate them.
Question.
Okay, continue. Oh, are we checking out? I think we're checking out. Submit order.
I've checked that a long time ago.
Okay, let's do a screen share. I have.
Oh shit! Let's have a look.
Okay, how do I do this? Share screen. Chrome tab. ePack. Share. Okay, there we go. Boom. Got 3 packs. Let's open them. All right. Pack 1, Groot. Click open. Open. That looks like a normal card. Is there a special number on it? 625. All right. I'll take it.
625, baby.
That.
Yeah.
Open next pack.
How many did you buy? 3 packets.
3 packs, yeah.
Baller.
Yeah. I should just be buying 1 pack. I already bought 3 packs of a bunch of them. So then I'm gonna do the redemptions on all 3. So I have 3 of everything. Okay, last pack. Last pack. Nope. No gold 6 for me. 316. That is a nice
Damn.
card though. And that's a really nice card.
I think it looks cool, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't see a large image of it. Before I just saw like on my phone on Instagram thing, and it was kind of hard to tell what. But that is really nice, like really nice wood texture. I'm sure they're
oh
gonna
yeah.
post a higher res one to zoom in on.
And think about it. It's kind of different to what Fred Ian does, right?
Yeah,
So
it
just
doesn't have
glamour
that glamour. Yeah.
It's very cool.
What did I want? Oh, might as well do my free Doctor Strange while I'm at it. But
You do that too?
yeah, sometimes. And then where's the free?
That's so cool.
Okay, how do I get my free pack? Free pack open now. There we go. Come on, cross your fingers for an auto or something on the free pack.
That's not possible, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Doctor Strange, open. It's good trades. Fodder if you ever trade anything. But
yeah.
All right. Okay, how do I stop that share? Stop. All right. I don't know what happened with that. 1 sec. There we go. It just says he got his Marvel Ages Decades 1970s Black Cat. Bought a few single packs alongside $3 bread flasher. Cool. Well, are you packing it up?
I am gonna head off.
Yeah, just let me know what you're doing. If you're gonna stay, then I'll keep on going on this. If not, I'm gonna take a break. Come back later.
All right. I think it's I will call it a night. This is what I've done so far.
Step a little closer to the mic. I didn't hear what you said. That is super shiny though.
My bad. I apologize.
No worries.
You can tell I'm not on a podcast or anything. Yeah, I'm probably gonna work this with a fine liner, the 0.01 to get some sharp lines. What do you think? What else should I do with it? Should I pull back? Should I add some more?
Man, the metal's really cool. See, I'd say add some highlights to the highlights, but you're gonna lose that metal finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go with a lighter color over it. So I think you're good. That's no, I mean about sharpening the edge. See that?
Yep.
And if you got some glow in the dark paint, do the Venom and glow in the dark. And his eyes.
You know what, Dre? I do.
Oh yeah?
I got this from the same brand. It's called Fluoro. So if you have a fluorescent light,
okay,
it'll come up. But I haven't tried those, so maybe I will try it on the Venom, on the chest.
And the chest or the eyes, something. But that's cool. I really like the metallic on it. Gotta get my hands on some of that red metallic. I'm gonna try something.
Hey man, thank you so much for letting me join and jump on with
my
you.
Pleasure. Thanks so much for hopping on. Thanks for spending your middle of the night on the stream. Want to let everyone know where they can find you?
Yeah, it's all social media at Mark Bartle Art, MarkBartleArt. Yeah, I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Yeah, just engaging, talking to the artists, talking to the collectors. Yeah, man, it's really cool.
Yeah, and just want to say thank you, Andre, for everything. The hints and tips and the encouragements. Yeah, you've been really cool.
Oh man, my pleasure. Hope to. I'm sure Upper Deck's gonna hit you up soon enough.
Yeah, well, whoever. This is a pretty cool journey. I'm here for the long haul, and it's I'm trying to make it as a full-time artist, thinking more, passive income. Trying to find different avenues. So it's cool. I'm sure Upper Deck will just be one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and for sure, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't kind of check that box, right?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. And I'm also very keen. I'll also be posting more sketch comic covers. I've got a heap of blank comic covers that I want to do. I've got so many cool ideas I want to try out. So I'll be active. I'll keep posting as long as we're in lockdown and see how things go from there.
Sounds good. Well, once again, thanks so much for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joey.
Yeah, we'll do it again if you want.
Oh, please, yeah, for sure. Just let me know. Just put the bat signal out.
I'll be there.
Sounds good. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for hopping in the chat.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be streaming back maybe in an hour. Work on this some more. That holiday, I got nothing better to do. Well, actually, I do, but I'd rather do this. So, I'll come back on in a little bit and work on this, but that'll be a separate stream. But that's it.
Cool. Thank you, Dre.
Mark,
catch you later,
thanks
mate.
so much. See you later.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.